Good morning, folks. As promised in our daily financial news, one of the topics I wanted to dive into deeper is something that many of you, and thank you for sending me articles about Warren Buffett, and most specifically, Warren Buffett buying gold in Q2. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to kind of break it down. I wanted to share what I think it means and really talk about one of the trades Warren Buffett executed in 1997 that some of you may not be aware of. So first off, this title is a little clickbaity. I tried to be upfront. Gold, all caps, versus gold, just mixed case. Warren Buffett didn't buy gold mixed case, at least not directly. Right? He didn't buy ounces or kilos or tons or whatever. He bought gold, all caps, the stock symbol, right? The stock symbol for Barrick gold miners is gold, GOLD. So let's be clear. When you see all the headlines and Warren Buffett buys gold and what's it mean and all these other, again, fear mongers out there kind of talking about the end of the world and the dollar and, this and that. And just remember that Warren Buffett bought $500 million of stock in a publicly traded company whose stock symbol happens to be gold. That's what he did. Again, Warren Buffett buys stock because he wants little tickets, little percentages of the company. Now, I think it's far more interesting to look at what Warren Buffett sold and also what he bought in Q2. As we know, in the Q1 filing, he sold the airlines, and he was ridiculed by all the day traders for selling at the bottom. Q2, he cut his stake in a couple of financials significantly, JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. He added two positions of Bank of America, but in general, he sold financials, which I think is telling. I think it's really telling. Because for the last decade or so, certainly coming out of the great financial collapse, Buffett, in his quarterly releases, his yearly statements to investors, has been talking about banking being a great business until you make a mistake. And, you know, what does it tell you when he sees his portfolio and he sells banks? To me, it means he sees some mistakes out there. He sees bad debt for commercial, certainly. He sees levered balance sheets in bankruptcies out there. I think he's telling us that he sees trouble in the financial markets. That's what I think Q2 changes to his portfolio mean. And again, let's remember Warren Buffett is not a day trader. He buys stock with the intention of holding it forever. So when he sells and sells significantly, it's meaningful. It means something in his opinion has drastically changed. Then why does he go buy Barrick gold or gold? Well, let's first step back and again acknowledge that he bought the company, not the commodity. And I don't know if you know this, but I've been following Buffett for a long time, and he made a big play in silver back in 1997. He bought physical silver. He bought 111 million ounces of silver. That's 3,500 tons of silver. So I bring this up because if he wanted to play in the physical asset, he would. And that's not what he did. He did not buy gold, the commodity. He bought a gold miner who has a cost structure and a profitability of 8 or 900 an ounce when gold is currently at 1900 after breaking a long-term record above 2000. So he sees profit, he sees scale, he sees inflation, he sees gold going higher, and he wants to get leverage on that by owning one of the top tier gold miners. That's what Warren Buffett did. Again, I can already imagine all of the articles out there says Warren Buffett buys gold. Warren Buffett buys gold. American economy this, American economy that. No, he bought a likely very profitable business who again can mine, extract gold from the physical earth at between $800 and $900 an ounce and sell it for $2,000. That's a freaking healthy profit margin, folks. And if you believe, like he does, that we are going into an environment where banks are going to be in trouble, they are going to have to leverage all of that bad debt reserves that they have and likely more, I think it's a very logical move to own the top tier gold miners. Probably not the time to roll the dice on some of the smaller players, but if you can find a publicly traded companies with proven reserves in the ground, and again, the cost structure is 8 and the sell's 2,000, rinse and repeat, right? So that's what I think he did. I think Warren Buffett's move out of banks into a gold miner is very telling. I think that's the discussion we should be having because that's a meaningful change. That's an investable change. That's something that you and I would look at and go, shoot, what the hell did I miss? I think we need to ask ourselves that question. I think Warren Buffett is telling us that the next 6 to 12 months in the banking industry is going to be rough. And if that's so, there's probably few other places to be than gold, or at least gold miners. And again, go back to the fact that if Warren Buffett wanted to own the physical asset, he would. He doesn't. He doesn't have some safe out there with, what was it? 111 million. I can't even imagine 111 million ounces of silver. That's what the man bought in 1997. That's a lot of silver, right? 3,500 tons of silver. So at the end of the day, I just want to talk about this. I do think it is meaningful that Warren Buffett is out of financials. He's not out of financials, a step back. He increased his stake in Bank of America, but lowered it significantly in Wells Fargo and JP Morgan. That's investable. That's a trend. That's something that you and I should look at our portfolios or stocks or our thoughts about the market and go, okay, what does it mean? I think there's questions that we should ask. So at the end of the day, that's what I have for you. I do think it's interesting. Keep sending me Warren Buffett articles, folks. I love them. Send me any meaningful articles you like. I always appreciate the assist as I do these daily shows. Take care of yourself. Bye.